now can't.
Okay.
Well, first of all, it's an illustration of what I actually claim as Hitchens' law, which is that all politically significant statistics are fiddled, as a matter of course, and the old bikini effect observed in the Soviet Union, where statistics are more interesting for what they conceal than for what they reveal. And we obviously have a government which has two different agendas, one to pretend to be doing something about mass immigration, and the other to encourage it because its economic policy wholly relies upon it, which it does. It's creating a low-wage, credit-funded economy, and that's what it wants to have. It wants to have very large-scale immigration, but on the other hand, it needs to manipulate the populace into believing that it's against.
Do you think? Are you claiming that the government knows a lot more people are coming in than the official figures
The national
show?
insurance figures are knowledge.
Yeah.
Whereas the airport survey figures are speculation, and therefore they do know because they are factual.
But the national insurance figures also include people who could be coming here to work for a short time.
So they say.
Whereas the official migration figures, the year is the internationally recognised definition of a migrant.
It's a bit
coming
like
to work.
the difference between the old classic crime figures, which we no longer collect, and the British Crime Survey, which is an opinion poll.
I remember
one
these days.
One is actually solid fact. The other one is just a mass of politically influenced speculation. It's easy to see why. Why do we even need to ask why the government doesn't want people to know how high the level of immigration is?
But is it your contention that they've been deliberately understating it by a huge margin, knowing all the time that their figures are wrong? Is that what you're actually saying?
That's an old South Carolina saying, isn't it? When you find a turtle on top of a fence post, you know it didn't get there by accident. Perhaps it's not deliberate.
When did they last say that in South Carolina?
Oh, quite recently, I think. Plenty of reasons to do so.
Let me come back to Jonathan Portes. If we did a bit of crowdsourcing, if we could raise a couple of £1,000, could we then give that to the government to give us the figures we need?
I think they would say that that's not how it works.
Let's say it wasn't enough.
I mean, I think they will eventually have to release more data. But unfortunately, we are in this period when they have been publishing bits and snippets of it. They published a few more bits and snippets last Friday at the same time the government released its white paper on the renegotiation. But we really need to be able to see the underlying data, the tables, all the rest, which would actually give us this information. I mean, I think Peter Hitchens is exaggerating considerably. I don't think this is some sort of malign conspiracy to conceal things from the British public. But I do think that the government is deliberately holding back on releasing information which would undermine the story that it's seeking to tell.
I didn't say the words malign or conspiracy. People do actually get together privately to pursue purposes which they wish to conceal from everybody else. You may call that a conspiracy in the hope of dismissing it and make us think of hushed conversations by people wearing Guy Fawkes hats, but actually people do that, and they do it in government. Whether it's malign or not depends on whether you think dishonesty by government about a major social issue is malign or not. I would say it was. You may not think so.
Right.
But be careful with the kind of language you use to dismiss honest scepticism about government obfuscation.
Okay, Jonathan Portes, we're here at the Daily Politics just interested in the facts. The facts do intrigue us, and it's the basis of questions that we ask. So if there's anything that we can do to help in your pursuit of these important facts, let us know. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you.
Now it's time for our daily quiz. The question for today is, which of these political parties has neither of our guests been a member of? Is it A, the Labour Party, B, the Conservative Party, C, the International Socialists, or D, the Women's Equality Party? And at the end of the show, they'll fess up, tell us which ones they've been members of and which ones they haven't, or which particular one they're.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.